Amazon KDP has made some major changes to how you can choose book categories, and I'm here to break it down for you. Hello home bosses, I'm Nuria Corby from thehomeboss.com. Welcome to my channel, which is all about helping you to make an income from self-publishing. So here's the deal. In the past, authors had to pick 2 categories from a list of BICS. Now, you might be wondering what exactly are BICS. BICS stands for Book Industry Standards and Communications. So imagine you're going to a big library with lots of books. The library wants to organize all the books so that it's easy for people to find what they're looking for, and that's where BICS come in. BICS are like special labels that the library puts on the books. These labels tell us what each book is about. So let's say you have a book about animals. The library will put a label on it that says animals, so that when someone wants to read about animals, they can find that book in the right section. But here's the thing. BICS are used not just in one library, but in many libraries all around the world. They are like a common language that libraries use to organize books. So this way, even if you go to a different library in a different country, you'll still find books about animals in the same section because they all use BICS. So it's international and it's a book industry standard. So BICS help everyone, including authors and publishers, make sure that their books are placed in the right section of libraries or online bookstores like Amazon. It's like giving each book a special tag so that people can easily find the books they're interested in. But here's the thing, BICS aren't the same as Amazon categories. When you're looking for books on Amazon, they have different sections or categories, just like a food store has sections for different food items. These categories help you find the books you're interested in more easily. So I know that a lot of you found it confusing because you were looking on Amazon, on the Amazon store, and finding books in certain categories, and then when you upload your own books, you couldn't find the same categories, and that is because we upload BICS categories, or we choose the BICS categories when we upload our books. But when our customers or our buyers are looking on Amazon, they're looking at the browse categories or the Amazon store categories. So there are 2 different types of categories to basically help the book industry to categorize their books and to help Amazon to categorize their books. So the good thing is that Amazon has listened to authors and publishers, and they have made things easier for us. Now, when you set up your book on KDP, you can directly choose 3 Amazon store categories based on your primary marketplace. How cool is that? So what are some tips for choosing the perfect categories? Well, accuracy is crucial when selecting categories. It's essential to choose categories that accurately describe the central topic or storyline or niche of your book. This helps readers or buyers find your book where they expect it to be. And also avoid mixing fiction and non-fiction categories for better clarity. Now let's talk about being selective. I mean by that it's better to focus on a few categories that relate specifically to your book rather than spreading it too thin. Having too many categories can decrease their relevancy and it won't necessarily improve your discoverability. Personally, I have found that choosing more categories hasn't really made any difference in the sales of my books. So I always have 2 categories when we were choosing the BICS categories, and I used to choose the ones that are most relevant to my books. So I choose the ones that are relevant to my niche. And I know there are a lot of gurus out there telling people to choose extra categories and to choose categories that will help their sales by pushing them up to bestseller, to have that little bestseller tab or tag on their books because they say that that increases your sales. I don't think that that makes a difference, and I actually think that it damages your visibility if you put books in the wrong category. And we know that Amazon are really clamping down on that now, and you can risk your account if you put your books deliberately in a category that isn't relevant to your book. So make sure that you place your books in relevant categories and be selective about it. And another helpful tip is to explore subcategories within larger categories. So for example, if your book falls under history, dig deeper into subcategories like United States history or even 19th century. So by focusing on subcategories, your book will automatically show up in searches for both specific and general history. And if you're making low content books and you're really not sure about your category, then just place it in a non-defined category, or just make sure that it's really relevant to your niche. So if you have a mindfulness journal, then I would probably look at mindfulness, at the mindfulness category. And if your book is a coloring book for example, mental health or mindfulness, then look under those categories. But make sure that the category you choose describes your central topic or niche of your book. So it has to be very relevant. Another thing I want to discuss with you is the category eligibility and positive customer experience. We all know that Amazon is all about a positive customer experience. So when it comes to categories, that is something that you have to bear in mind. So keep in mind that not all categories may be available for your book. Eligibility depends on various factors, including the primary audience, the marketplace, and the keywords you choose. Amazon wants to ensure a positive customer experience, so they carefully review category selections to provide accurate and reliable results. So all that really means is that a customer looking in, for example, the travel and holiday categories doesn't really want to come across books on horror or books on sports or something like that. So make sure that you choose relevant categories. You have to think of your customer's perspective and make sure that it's a good experience for them when they're looking through books. Make sure that your book is relevant to the category that they're searching in. So that's very important, and it's important to Amazon, so it has to be important to us as well if we want to keep our KDP account in good standing with Amazon. And we know that Amazon is clamping down a lot these days on books that are in the wrong categories, and it's really important that we follow Amazon's rules. Another consideration is to give your categories time to shine. What that means is that once you've chosen your categories, it's important to let them work their magic. I recommend avoiding frequent changes to your categories because it takes time for your book to gain momentum with readers. Constantly switching categories can impact your sales rank, as historical customer activity is recalculated based on the new categories. So don't keep switching categories. Once you have made your book, decide on the best category for that book and just keep it in that category. Don't keep changing it too often. Of course, if you feel that you have placed your book in the wrong category and you want to make changes, then that's better than not making those changes. It's better that it's in the correct category, but then once it is in the correct category, try not to change it too often. So I think that is a wrap on the exciting category changes in Amazon KDP. I wonder what's coming up next. There's been quite a few changes recently with the price increases, and I've got a video on that as well, which you can watch after this video if you like. But I think that these updates give us more control and better opportunities to reach our target audience. And remember that when it comes to categories, accuracy and selectivity are key when choosing them. And if you want more information, check out the link in the video description for the Amazon KDP help page on categories. I will leave that link below this video, and that is Amazon's new help page to explain all these category changes. And as always, if you have any questions or experiences to share, drop them in the comments below. Oh, and if you like this video, please give me a thumbs up or even subscribe. How about that? And join our Facebook group as well, where you can find support and advice. I can't always answer every question on YouTube because sometimes YouTube doesn't show me every comment. So if you really need urgent help, then the Facebook group is really the best place where you can find help and advice. And I will leave the link to that also below the video. So all that remains for me to say is thank you for joining me today, and keep up the fantastic work on your publishing journey. I'm here to support and encourage you every step of the way. So stay tuned for more helpful videos, and until next time, happy publishing. See you soon.